Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I'm Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news. Do we have any? Besides, it's Jeff Lewis's birthday today, and I didn't make a thing for Shannon Beador. I didn't put up a post for her. I need to find a picture of just me and Shannon Beador, which I don't know that I have. Anyways, today is Jeff's 55th birthday. Today is Shannon Beador's 61st birthday. And today is my 52nd birthday. So hope you're having an amazing day. It is beautiful and sunny here, even though they kind of hinted that it was going to be a little bit rainy. I don't think we got rain except for the middle of the night, which was great. Thank you so much. Y'all are so insanely sweet. Thank you for all the birthday wishes that y'all are already commenting, DMing to me, putting in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group. I thank you so, so, so much. I know. So I washed my hair last night to go out to dinner with friends and kept it down. And y'all know, as much as I want to put my hair in a ponytail, I'm trying to keep it looking cute. Oh, Kelly, thank you for giving me money on YouTube. Thank you. I am trying to keep it down for the hubs because, you know, he does like my hair down anyways. But boy, am I noticing the gray. 52 is 52 and I've got the medium blonde hair color on its way. Coming from Amazon. It's a little too gray just to do a little root touch up that I like to do every once in a while, but it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. But you know, I'd rather be 52 with a little gray hair than not be here, right? Because, you know, health is a privilege for sure. So anyways, if you're a huge birthday person, great. I'm really not. I'm kind of like Jeff. It kind of, I don't know. I like telling other people happy birthday more than I like celebrating mine. I don't know. Is that weird? Like, I'm definitely not into the whole month of a celebration thing. I don't know. It's a little, I don't know, feel a little awkward, but thank you so much. Thank you, Deborah. Y'all are so sweet. Sending me money on YouTube stickers. I really appreciate it. I don't think I'm having a hot flash, but I am hot all of a sudden. I was on the Instagram live last night on the for the Royal Chumpettes, and I just got out of the shower, and oh my God, I couldn't even put makeup on because I was sweating so bad right there. Let me know if this is going to be bad on the microphone, but I am hot, and I've got a very thin, comfortable dress on, so I don't know why I should be so hot. Anyways, yes, thank you, Raquel. Y'all agree with me. A lot of you like to celebrate other people's birthdays, but not your own. It just feels, I don't know, but y'all really make a girl feel special. Y'all really do. All the birthday celebrations, all the happy birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Raquel says, I like to celebrate others, but not mine, LOL. So anyways, okay, let's get into it. We're going to take all your questions and comments. So check out the StreamYard if you want to come on live today. Not a ton to chat about on today's Jeff Lewis. Like, I don't know, a lot of conversations. It was very conversational. I love when Doug is on. I like Jackie Schimmel. I like Zach Noe Towers. It just wasn't a lot of stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? Yes, there's not enough circulation in the closet. That's true. I need to figure out, but it's so good for audio and like keeping my equipment in here and just kind of, I do leave the door open to the closet. So that should give it circulation, but it doesn't really do it. That kind of makes sense. Mabu says my birthday and New Year's Eve aren't my favorite. I mean, I think I'm into New Year's Eve until I worry about bad things happening. I do worry about people being on the roads, and obviously I have 5 kids that are old enough now that some of them spend New Year's Eve with other people. So yeah, the older I get, I think if I didn't have kids, I would definitely feel differently about New Year's Eve. But you know, you just start worrying more as your kids get older, right? Yes, we can definitely talk about that. Somebody posted in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group. Bridget says, I love the sassy assy picture of Zach Noe Towers. He really does have a nice butt. So we will chat about all that, but let's get into some news real quick. Then we will chat the latest episode of 90 Day Fiance. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. What couples are going to last? Which couples do you think are definitely headed back as soon as this show is over? Like, I don't know. I literally hate to say this, but Sarper and Shekinah, they're like the two people that are seeming most normal now on this show. Not normal. Normal's not the word. They're gonna last, frankly. That are gonna last. Like literally, I said it. I cannot believe Sarper and Shekinah are the strongest couple on this season's 90 Day Fiance. Anyways, okay, so let's get into it. Today's Andy Cohen Live. Lots of stress and excitement for his upcoming Disney World trip. It's the first time that he's taken the kids. His kids are 6 and 3 years old now. He is taking the nanny. He is going with, I know he's going with Anderson Cooper and Anderson's, I don't think it's his partner. I think it's, I think it's a former partner. I'm not sure what it is. It's who he is co-parenting with, but I'm not exactly sure if they are currently in a romantic relationship. Does anyone know that? Ooh, somebody's speaking Spanish. Hey, Nick in Puerto Rico. Feliz cumpleaños, Sara. Thank you. Gracias. I'll speak Spanish back to you. Anyways, he's getting excited, but a lot of people are giving him advice now, and now it's on the stroller. Well, all I can say is Ben is only 6. I mean, I do not think that is too old for a stroller, a double stroller at Disney World. I know one time we took our kids, and some of them were well old enough to walk. I mean, well, obviously they're old enough to walk, all past the stroller phase. But once you get to Disney and it is hot and you're exhausted and you just want to move people along, we were like throwing our kids in that stroller. But we also have never rented the Disney World stroller. So I've seen them, and now they got lots of bad reviews. So Andy Cohen thought he had it all together. He's like, good, I'm going to rent the double stroller from Disney World. I've got this company. One of my fans sent it to me. They're going to bring it, whatever. And then people start calling in saying, oh my gosh, it was apparently going to be a different stroller than the Disney World stroller because they had said those were not comfortable. So then people that go to Disney a lot were calling and going, oh my gosh, now your kids are going to be upset that they're not in the Disney World stroller. And I was like, I don't even remember anything about that. I thought they looked cheap. Like, we brought our own double jogger stroller because the wheels were, it was like this Schwinn double jogger that the wheels were so good, had a lot of space underneath. It had a canopy, a really useful canopy. From what I remember, the last time I paid attention to strollers at Disney World, which is a long time ago, because now we've moved on to, we do Six Flags and we do Universal as my kids have gotten older. But it was such a good stroller because it was, it just moved. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Yes, I think so too. Maybu said he's so overthinking it. I think he's definitely getting in a stressful moment about it. He keeps saying he's going in weeks, then he said a month. So I don't think he wants to give exactly when he's going, which is understandable because then everybody will start booking their Disney World tickets for then, right? But at the end of the calls, I think people were like, okay, just go, just do it. Like, it doesn't matter. Your kids are going to have fun, whichever stroller you're in. Well, I think Jeff would talk him out of it. I don't know. Christina says Andy should talk to Jeff about Disney. I mean, Disney. I've never done Disneyland, which is all Jeff Lewis has done. I don't think he's ever taken Monroe to Disney World. From what I've heard, the differences is Disney World is way bigger. Like, you need days at Disney World, which I would agree with. But Disneyland, I've heard, is much smaller. So I don't really know. Sherry says, we took my 6-year-old to Disney and I wanted to bring our stroller, but the hubby refused. WD? What is WD? Rented the janky one there because little got tired. Oh, we rented. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And to me, it was about just knowing where my littlest kids were. Even the other ones were like, holding on to the stroller a little bit, just so we knew where everyone was at. But you just want to kind of get through those crowds and get somewhere. You know what I mean? Yes, for sure. Bridget says Disney World is as big as a country. It's a totally different story. And 2 kids versus 1. Like Monroe is usually one of the only kids. Like Jeff tends to take her every birthday for her in October, but there's more adults there. Like, who's the only kids usually there? Quinn. I think sometimes he's taking Pepper, but it's mostly just Quinn, it's Monroe's cousin, and then Dylan, who is Monica Casey's daughter. Oh, and when he was, and Alice, when he was friendly with what's her face, but that's no longer. Anyways. Smaz says rent them as soon as you enter Disney because they go quick. Wow. And I'm sure they're not cotton because they don't want kids puking and sweating and pooping. They want them easily cleanable, right? But yeah, I've heard they're not very comfortable at all. Anyways, but then someone called in, very sweet, needing advice from Andy and John. A lady, like a mom, she's got a 1-year-old, her husband has an alcohol, maybe a drug issue, that he's not getting help for. It was a very sweet call. I feel like Andy and John actually gave really good advice. And it reminded me, I keep wanting to do the advice segments. So y'all let me know in DMs, let me know in comments, let me know what you think. Do you want to still do an advice thing? Maybe just on Friday, maybe a certain day of the week. I don't really know. There's, not as many. I'm trying to get into White Lotus. I'm trying. Andy Cohen got me riled up again today because he said the latest episode was really good. Or John said it was really good. Andy, I think, is on episode 4. I think I'm at episode 3 of season 3. I'm not real sure. I definitely watched some, but then you know what? I said, screw it. Why am I watching a show that I'm really trying to like? I mean, I like it, but then I just turned on. Thank y'all for buying badges on Instagram. I appreciate it. Then I just turned on Flipping Out on Netflix, and then I was happy as a clam. Finished up. I think I'm on season 6, which I think on Netflix is only 6, 7, and 8 of Flipping Out. I'll have to find the other episodes. So I've watched them, but I want to rewatch them again. But I did just watch Jenny get married to Jonathan. It was so sweet. I'd forgotten sort of that Zoila was one of the bridesmaids. She was so pretty in it. I'd forgotten that Chaz Dean flew there. I forgot that Jenny lived across the street from Todd and Carrie at the time. So Jonathan had become really good friends with Todd, and Todd is even in the wedding. He looks like a baby. He looks so different. They showed Dr. Donna, and the first time that she was on Flipping Out, it wasn't for Gage and Jeff to go to therapy about. It was for Jeff to go to therapy with Zoila because they were all fighting so bad. But I mean, Dr. Donna looked so young. So when that was during season 6, Jeff was 42 years old. Well, now we know he's 55. So they've been friendly and professionally related for 13 years. So I hope it's true that he does say that he is bringing Dr. Donna back for sure, because I kind of want her back. I just feel bad how it ended. I don't feel like it was her. I never agreed that I felt like what she said to Jeff privately was meant in a negative way. And I don't feel like it was meant in a catty way or a negative way. And I feel like Jeff kind of bombarding her on the radio at that time was really cruel. So, and I clearly wasn't even thinking that it was around the holidays, in the first holiday that Dr. Donna was going to have without her adult son, Jonathan. MJ actually reminded her of that on the thing. So, yes, I would assume White Lotus is on Max, and it might be somewhere else, but I don't know. Does anyone else know where White Lotus is? I know it's on Max because that's where I've been watching it. Bridget says, I totally agree that Todd looks like a different person. I would not have recognized. I mean, he looks like a baby, literally. He just looks so young. So young. I wish we would get an update on Carrie's sister, Sarah. Raquel says, I always wonder what's Carrie's sister doing. And even like last night, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but Jeff talked about the birthday dinner. I wish I had a hair clip so bad. I am sweating up here so bad. Like, need a hair clip. Um, anyways, talked about his birthday dinner, and even Monroe was there, which when he said she did a drive-by, I don't know if that's because it was Gage's time, but they seemed to be at Carrie and them's house. So they were in the LA area, which means that, Greg's family, I think, drove up, and Tom and Claudia must have driven up for sure. Oh, Bev says Jeff is just a crummy friend. It's as simple as that. I think he's a great friend. I think he reacted terribly, and now he does free Dr. Michael Raleigh says free Dr. Donna. Yeah, y'all are agreeing with me. Does anyone disagree with me and thinks Dr. Donna was wrong? Nurse M says, right, Sarah, Dr. Donna did nothing wrong. I definitely feel like also if it came across wrong to Jeff, which we clearly know that's what he said, her intent, and that's what she kept saying was, look at my intent. I never meant to embarrass you or put down this hotel. You know what I mean? Yes, Candace is the number of times, and he's not following, unless he started following her again recently. He had unfollowed her on Instagram, which is a big deal because I don't even think he's unfollowed Justin Martindale. I don't know if he's unfollowed. I know he finally unfollowed Megan, but that took a while. He unfollowed Krista Lamas, which took a while also. I mean, the whole time he and Krista were fighting for like a year and a half or not friends, he had still never unfollowed her, but he had unfollowed Dr. Donna. Candace says the number of times that he dragged Dr. Donna was also uncalled for. It was just so uncomfortable. Okay, Jean disagrees. Jean says, I think Dr. Donna acted ungrateful. I don't know. That's true. Jean Marie says, I would be terrified to be Jeff's friend. Exactly. Mayboo says she must feel differently about Jeff. Regardless if they get close again, it'll never be the same. Well, and she is a counselor. I mean, she's probably counseling herself on how to respond to Jeff's, betrayal, if you will, or ending of the friendship. You know what I mean? So anyways, okay. On that caller though, they did give some really good advice to this caller. So I wish her well because it was really interesting. But Jordan, the producer on Andy Cohen Live, brings up a podcast. It was called like, Who's the Ass or Who's an Asshole or something. I don't know. I reposted on my Instagram and I think I put it on the Sarah from Texas Facebook group too. But they're talking about Lisa Rinna. So he says that this was after a podcast that she did after she was on his radio show. But I don't think so, because when I looked it up, it said February 13th. And I think Lisa Rinna was on more recently than that. If not, it was done around the same time for sure. But basically, they're asking about her and her thoughts. So we know she kind of had the little falling out with like Andy Cohen asking her about, saying that Beverly Hills or the Housewives in general was going down like the Titanic, basically putting them down. Everyone felt that. And he brought that up to her when he was on the interview. So her podcast, someone let me know, the one that she now has called Let's Not Talk About the Husband, whatever, with Harry Hamlin. I did spend some time in the sun this weekend and listen to the podcast. It's a little slow. It took her a little while to get to the topic. But basically, she's blasting and using, if you will, Andy Cohen's name because it's blasted in there like in all capitals. Here's Andy Cohen. Here's what I really thought about, and I'm like, so everyone's like, even the producer Jordan was like, so Cook, I pressed play. Like I had to hear what she really thought because she's basically telling the behind the scenes of her going on Andy Cohen Live with you recently. Definitely to get views, which is the name of the game. I mean, if anyone knows the name of the publicity game, the marketing game, it's Lisa freaking Rinna, right? Yes. Christine says, I'll get this about Dr. Donna again. What bugged me was the fact that you made the excuse that she was telling Jeff all about the room after MJ put her, I don't know what TWL means, you made the excuse that she was telling Jeff all about the room after MJ. I don't know what that means. Anyways. Cecile says, why do some comments disappear? I have no idea. Like, here's my hands. Oh my gosh. True. Louise says, Sarah, you're sure loyal and always defending Jeff. I don't feel like I always defend him. I definitely feel like I say when I think he does wrong. And I think I've done that for all the years that I've had a fan account about him. But anyways, surprising to me considering he turned on you too at one point. Oh, well, I'm very clear of that. And I defended myself about that. I said what I thought about that for sure. Anyways, Sherry says, my 2 cents, Jeff thought that Justin got a big head, and so Jeff cut him loose. And I definitely think Jeff was defending Jade in the DM, and he didn't like what Justin said. And I don't think any of us liked what he said to what Justin DM'd to Jade, right? Especially about feeling like, look, who's opening the show or who's this, you know what I mean? Oh, y'all were talking about Instagram comments. Oh yeah, if I read an Instagram comment, which I usually don't, I usually will say it's Instagram. Then you can't see those. Christina said she needs to hang a dress in a room with no closets. But that's the hotel. Like, I know. Well, we've already chatted about that. Okay. So basically Lisa Rinna said on this podcast something about, at first they were saying it was like, I want to cut your head off with a chainsaw. But then it was like, cut Andy Cohen's head off and the producers and ew, like that's a little dramatic. Now, I feel like Lisa Rinna knows how to use the press and say things just to get everything out there. So the fact that this has been out for 5 weeks now, and I just now heard about this podcast that they talked about on Andy Cohen Live. Andy Cohen hadn't heard about it. Or I think he did say that somebody had DM'd him and told him, and he had like a quote from it. But they didn't have a clip from it. I don't think they wanted to play it. I don't think they wanted to whatever. Jade hasn't been on a while. Do y'all think it's because she's traveling or working a lot? Or do you think there's some falling out there? Because she definitely hasn't been on as often. Maybe says, I don't think Jade is entertaining or funny at all. I'd rather have Justin Martindale. Interesting. Sherry says, for sure, MJ has dirt on Jeff. Anyways. Okay. Well, I did watch lots of Flipping Out, or a couple of episodes. It was so good. Such a good reminder of just, I don't know. You just get a feel for like Jeff. You get a feel for Gage. Gage really wanted to start a family. Like they showed this real emotional scene where, Gage is getting upset that it doesn't look like they're going to move into Gramercy. Gramercy is the house that, they got, or Gage definitely got emotionally tied to because they were really picking things that they would want. And they thought they were going to go there and start a family because that had room for a baby. And then Jeff's like, look, I think we need to put that on pause. Like if we end up selling, if I get a good number, I'm going to sell this. So again, I've said this for so long. A lot of y'all say that Jeff has changed since Flipping Out. I disagree. I think there's a lot of things that Jeff is still this. I think first of all, Jeff is 55 years old today. It's really hard to change your personality by the time you're in your 40s or 50s. So by the time I'm watching this season 6, Jeff admits he's 42 years old. So, he's got his own business. He's been on his own for a long time with Zoila. I think it's really hard. So there's things about it even now where I think he didn't talk to Gage about buying this other house that they end up living in. He bought this house without talking to Stu about, I believe. I mean, maybe he talked to him about it, but it was definitely nothing that they were doing together. There's no not that there's equal money, because I think Jeff does make more money than Gage at the time and made more money than Chef Stu, I'm assuming. But it seemed like Jeff was going to make these decisions. Like these are business decisions because he might end up selling the house. Like, I don't think he gets emotionally tied to houses at all. So even though he keeps saying this is a forever home for him and Monroe, they still haven't moved in. Monroe is already changing her mind. We'll talk about this in a little bit. She doesn't love the mermaids mural that's been done. and already has a different plan for it, which we kind of said was going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, and it's not even that, but it's really hard to change your personality, like who you are at the core. And who Jeff is at the core is always going to put business first, in my opinion. And the reason he does that, he makes it clear, is because he's got these people that rely on him. Zoila, Aurora, Annie, Kian now, Shane, not Nancy, Monica, whoever else is there. And that weighs very heavily on him, as we saw on Flipping Out, whenever he would have to sell something really quickly because he didn't have the money. It allegedly maybe said, can't teach an old dog new tricks. I mean, seriously, Heather says, when Zoila calls Gage Barbie bitch, I just lose it. I'm terrible. I mean, Gage is like, I get the Barbie thing, but why do you have to call me bitch? I'm like, because like, that's all part of it. Yes. Jean says it's TV gold. Maybe says, I really like Chef Stu, but he's not done one podcast without mentioning Jeff. Clearly not moved on. Oh, are you sure? I think he does a lot of podcasts because I see the clips on David Yontef's Behind the Velvet Rope that they do together. Now, maybe that ends up being David Yontef's podcast that Chef Stu is on. And it's usually Chef Stu giving his advice on like the housewives and stuff. So anyways, but I admit I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, and I haven't listened to Chef Stu's. I don't know that I've listened to one of them, to be honest with you. Yes, Tracy says, so true. Jeff is married to the business. And I think he always will be. I mean, as much as I think Monroe has adjusted his thought process on a lot of things, which makes sense anytime you become a parent. But at the core, he is business minded for sure. Yeah. Okay, let's talk season 11, episode 6 last night, 90 Day Fiance. I watched it today. Like I said, I cannot believe after all the seasons that Sarper and Shekinah have been on that they are looking like the stable freaking couple. Like, besides their jealousy, like besides the fact that, Sarper's like got this, fantasy to do Baywatch, which they're both just into themselves for sure, but whatever. They both went for it and did it. But he's like, what if when you tell me I have to get out of the apartment because you've got clients coming over, what if I just go down to the beach? And she's like, how about you not? How about you just like hang out in our little neighborhood and find places here? Like, she doesn't want him like flaunting his little body in a little, bathing suit or whatever. Tracy Smith says, I like the Chef Stu podcast. I think it's because instead of like him, I think you're probably saying something else. Does YouTube limit people on how long the comment could be? Sometimes I feel like y'all try to say something and it limits it. I can't figure that out. So now I'll have to see what Tracy says next time. Bridget says, I couldn't believe the comment that Monroe made yesterday, calling in Zoila and Aurora some name and suggesting they bunk up. What is the word he calls them? Like, it must be a word for something, but it must be a Spanish word for something. I can't think of what it is. I definitely know how to spell it. But whatever the word is, they've said it before. But yeah, she was basically saying Aurora and Zoila who are each going to have their own guest room. Does that mean that Aurora is moving in full time too? Does Zoila live there? It's like we never hear anything about. So that's why we need Flipping Out 2.0. We never hear about Zoila anymore. I thought it was unbelievable. I never would have shared that. Oh, I think he's shared much worse. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, TikTok limits long comments. Do they on the lives though? I definitely know they do on comments on like videos, which drives me nuts because it's not that long that they allow comments at all. It drives me nuts. Okay. Mark and Mina are still stuck. I don't even know if they're going to end up getting married. Mark is definitely stuck in the middle of his adult daughter, Jordan, and his fiance, Mina. And it seems to boil down, as much as I was going into this episode thinking, oh, I'm definitely team Mark, Mina's, I don't like her attitude. I definitely feel like Jordan has a right to have her opinions to her, 58-year-old dad who has her and her brother. But then the more she talked to Mina and her dad, I couldn't tell if she was just playing it up for the cameras. Like it seemed like she was just kind of being dramatic with her and her boyfriend. So I couldn't even figure it out. I don't know, but she seems adamant that she doesn't want them to have any more kids. But at the end of the day, does she want, you know, I don't know. I guess once her 9-year-old son comes over, which that is the plan, her dad will now have a 9-year-old son that he's pretty much the dad to, because I don't even know if the dad's involved. And if he is, I don't know how much he's going to parent from Paris, right, to the US. And then they've got this 2-year-old Maria, and then they want at least 1 or 2 more kids. Okay, so Louise says that Jordan is overstepping, which I didn't feel that way at the end of last week's episode. But after watching this one, and really the fact that Jordan left, they were going to hang out for the whole day, which I get. It was only them. Like if it was a big group of like 10 or 15, they could kind of go have a conversation with someone else. But it was only going to be her dad and Mina and the baby, and then Jordan's boyfriend, whatever his name, Gage or whatever his name was. But she just ups and leaves. So I'm like, Mark's got to be thinking, God, everyone threatens to leave, and they do. Like my grown-ass daughter is threatening to leave because my fiance told her she can't come to the wedding. My fiance is threatening to take the kid back to Paris if he doesn't put his foot down with this wedding and say that Jordan can't, tell them how many kids they can have or not. I don't know. I really felt bad for him. And then I saw, I don't know why I didn't notice this before. If they were only showing him from the knee up, and he's only 58. I mean, I'm 52 today, so 58 is not that far away. And God knows if y'all saw my feet. Matter of fact, these are the shoes. So I wear these everywhere now inside the house. Matter of fact, this is already the inside is already going away, but these mules that I can just slide my feet into because my feet hurt so bad on the hardwood floors. So it's easy for me to slide them in. But so I understand, getting of a certain age, weighing a certain amount, having your feet hurt, but this knee brace on his knee, and then he's like hobbling around. I was like, oh God, like you're not doing anything to convince me that this is like Mina's 35 years old, very sprite, very whatever. And he's like 58 with a knee brace on. Anyways, I don't know. I don't think they're going to end up, Sarah, what are we talking about? I'm not a big watcher. Sarah Fraser gets on my nerves, but I do like him and Melissa together. He gives me a chuckle now and again. Oh, David Fraser, David Yontef. I was like, what are y'all talking about? Obviously, I like them both. But yeah. Maddie and Stevie are giving me he's giving me a little pause, and they haven't even introduced the kids yet. So I don't know if she's going to show her 2 kids. I don't think I even remember how old they were, if they're going to be part of the show, but that's going to be huge. Even though I'm assuming they have a dad to go to weekends, Thursday night, every other week. I have no idea what their co-parenting custody plan is. It's still going to affect him, and he doesn't have kids at all. So that's going to play into their relationship for sure. And this throuple, wait, OOFOS sandals? Jean says OOFOS sandals are a lifesaver for foot problems. But the thing with sandals is I need the support. Like I bought some house slippers a few weeks ago that had the memory foam. They're so thin and flimsy on the part that I slip my foot into. These are like tennis shoes. So you feel the support, you feel the backing to your feet. They're just so much better. Yes, Tiva Tambo says getting older sucks for sure. But it beats the alternative, right? Thank y'all for all the birthday wishes. Y'all are so sweet. Wow. Allegedly, maybe says 52 has never shined so bright. Wow, you sound like a poet. I love that. Thank you. Yes, everyone's agreeing that it sucks to get older for sure. Oh, Jean White, I feel bad for you. I think I have plantar fasciitis, especially in my left foot. I'm just in denial. I've had it twice before. No doubt about that's what I had. And I had tried so many different ways to get rid of it. It was so painful. I think I'm on the verge of it really bad. And I'm really trying to stretch my calves and the bottoms of my feet to prevent it, but it's really, really bad. Okay, this throuple, Matt, Amani, and Annie. Amini, however you pronounce her name, admits that they've already had like a shaky marriage. So any of those issues coming into this throuple is just going to add more drama. I think if anything, the two girls are going to end up together. They're going to shove Matt out the door because I don't think financially they need Matt. And I think they're going to agree that they just need to be together. I don't know. They just need to be together. Oh, yes. Tiva Tambo says, I didn't know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wasn't going to talk about that. That's her business to discuss. But yes, Sarah Fraser did announce some news today about her self and her family. So our prayers go out to her for sure. Been there, done that. I've had a very early miscarriage, and then we had a miscarriage at 12 weeks where I had to have an emergency DNC. And we'd had a heartbeat, and then they don't know why we lost that baby. But anyway, so yes, our prayers go out to Sarah. Okay, Sean and Aaliyah, I definitely don't think they're going to last. So now we find out, or I find out, because I didn't watch whatever show that they were on this before. But they've been together for 4 years, but not as Aaliyah being as a full-time female. So it's been a very short amount of time. So Sean is like, I'm a gay man. I'm attracted to gay men. So now that Aaliyah is not, what was she before? Not George, whatever the name was. Gordon? No, I feel like I don't know what the name was. It's a very short amount of time that she's been as a female, as Aaliyah 24/7. So if that's not what he's attracted to, Douglas, thank you, Cecile. I don't know how that's going to work out. And he's already said they've already spent some time that way and their sex life was already affected. So then Sean lets us know the whole time they've had this 4-year relationship and lived in 2 different countries. Thank you, Bridget, for the sticker. I appreciate it. That they've had an open relationship. Mostly Sean going and getting some little wanky wiener time because Aaliyah lives so far away. Well, Aaliyah's also only 25. I don't know how many relationships she'd been in before his, because if that means she was 21 when they met. And you're buying badges on Instagram. Thank you, Bridget. You're so sweet. Yes, thank you. Tracy said, so sorry to hear that about Sarah Fraser. Yes. Anyways, but when they met at the airport, there was no excitement, no like big kiss, no, they don't see each other that much, it sounds like, right? It sounds like they saw each other like every 8 months. It's not long at all. And then they talk about, posted a picture. So Sean is nervous because he says Aaliyah is a nurse and she's almost OCD about cleanliness and germs, like almost fanatic. And he was like cleaning the house, mopping, what have you. And then Aaliyah goes and puts her luggage that had literally been all over the world because she had like some 13-hour a layover somewhere, like flat out on the bed. And I'm like, well, are you that concerned about, y'all are going to buy my birthday dinner tonight. My goodness. My friends bought my dinner last night, which was very sweet of them. And then our family will go to dinner tonight. Tiva Tamba says, what's the ratio of the couple? Oh, female, you mean? Okay. It's a married couple. So it's a married husband and wife of 10 years, Matt and Amani, whatever. And then Annie is the couple, the female they've been involved with for a year. So, already coming up, already jealousy. They did have a nice picnic and set up some rules. I can't imagine that's going to last. I don't know. I think they're open and I think they should be open and do things. I don't know about a relationship and moving Annie into the house with all their kids. Like she has 3 kids. Okay, I'll tell you about last night's dinner. Allegedly says, girl, it's your birthday. You better not eat good. So we are going somewhere that I can eat good or not. I mean, I guess it's kind of any restaurant, right? But some restaurants don't really offer anything. So last night, my friends and I went to this new crawfish place called Crawfish Cafe. And it was good. Our waiter wasn't that great. She just wasn't great. Um, but I got, I think it was a half pound or a pound of shrimp with the head off. I can't remember what it was, but it asked what sauce you wanted. Well, I thought that would be on the side. It was slathered all over my shrimp. So the shrimp was really good, but then it had this butter and garlic, which is not bad for you, but this all, and I'm like, you know, if I would have known it was going to be on it when it said sauce and you picked your sauce, I thought that was going to be on the side. Oh, thank you. Christina says, only 68 thumbs up, but 202 are watching. Hit the button. Thank you so much for reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. Yes, they did have shrimp étouffée on the menu. I think they had étouffée. Maybe they had crawfish étouffée. I don't know. We have a lot of shrimp and crawfish étouffée around here because not at my house because I don't make it, but at restaurants. It's so good. And y'all know I love me some seafood for sure, which I can get at the restaurant we're going tonight. Okay, the last couple they showed was Greg and Joan. Again, this is the woman that was very successful, has her own life, had her own career in Uganda. She comes over now. She's finding out, which she knew, that Greg lived with mommy and daddy, but she didn't know he's in $8,000 worth of debt. She didn't know he just was offered a full-time career position, and he turned it down to spend time with her. He meets up with his two friends, John and John. They freaking ragged him so bad. What did y'all think of that? I mean, I get that he is 35. I get that John and John are his friends, but I think they really humiliated him in front of his fiance, Joan. And I think at some point, Joan started like taking their side. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, is this John and Joan going to end up together? Like, are they married? Are they like going in for the kill on Joan? Like, I don't know. Oh, Cecile says Greg should not have brought Joan over. So I'm wondering, when you go through the K1 fiance visa, you have to prove that you have a job sufficient enough to pay for. So what did he do? Just say like, I make this amount of money, but my bills are zero because I live with mommy? Like, is that the way he got through all of that? I don't even know. I'm not disagreeing. And then she finds out when they do get married, which they have to get married within 90 days, because that's the K1 visa rule, her dowry is 15 cows. So I don't know what that costs in Uganda, but he ain't got the money. He's already in debt. And she's like, how are we going to pay for the wedding? Then she was like, I thought when I came to America that people had their stuff together. She goes, I'm finding out people really don't. Wait, Nick James? Oh, Nick says, actually, the income limit is very low. Why do they make it so low, though? Because it is expensive to live in America. So I could understand adjusting the income limit in a different country. But in America, especially freaking New York, freaking Long Island, it's very expensive. And I would think you'd have to prove that you had a job for like a year or some sort of income coming in. I kind of forgot about that. Have you told us that yet? Nick James says, I went through the K1 visa once. Do you want to come on and tell us about that? I wouldn't mind hearing. Fran says, Michael Riley, back me up. My feet haven't touched my hardwood floors in years. Vionics and Revitalign from QVC have deep heel cup and arch support, healed my plantar fasciitis. Oh, wow. I have had, trust me, when I had plantar fasciitis, I went through everything because I had it for a year and a half. And I had every fancy shoe known to man. But I did have some flip-flops that were good. I'm just saying and it's probably part of the bunion problem. The bunion is the pain now too. Nick says, happy to share anytime. Definitely come on one day and tell us about that. Anyways, okay, let's chat. Jeff Lewis, it is his birthday. Jackie Schimmel was on. Doug Budem was on. Zach Noe Towers was on the second hour, and Jackie Schimmel stayed for a little bit while. He did share with us that he got lots of caviar for his birthday from Shane, I think from Jackie Schimmel, probably from other people. He got a text message while on the air from Heather Dubrow saying happy birthday with a little heart. He did share a little bit about Monroe's reaction to the new house. So they did go to the new house this weekend, took the dog to get him excited about the house. which he is excited about the house, which is good. This is, to me, if Toby likes the house, if Monroe likes the house, that's going to make Jeff want to stay there. Like that might change his mind as far as leaving the house or selling the house if he gets a lot of money for it. I don't know. Also, all the time he spent on this house, you would think. But she doesn't love the mermaids anymore. She wants a space mural now. But Jeff reminded us that Sparkles the Clown, which I'd kind of forgotten how annoyed he was by Sparkles the Clown, and how much he had paid for that mural, $2,500. He's like, we're going to live with this for a little bit. And like, if we need to put like a space helmet on the mermaids or something, eventually maybe they'll do that, but I don't know. Michael, you have got to do a QVC podcast. Like, you would be so good for that. Michael Riley says, nice. And you can return without issues if they don't work. Yes. Yeah. All these people on 90 Day Fiance that end up splitting up. I thought it was for a lifetime. Is it only 10 years responsibility? I thought it was for a lifetime that they're responsible for him. But I do think the rule changed, which might be 10 years now because so many of them end up divorcing. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. Christina says, we all said that Monroe was going to change her mind. I mean, my God, was she literally like 5 or 6 when he bought this house? Has it been that long? Does anyone remember what month and year he bought this house? The one he's remodeling? Like, yeah. Michael says, I'm not surprised Monroe changed her mind. I was just waiting for it. I'm kind of surprised Jeff didn't say, okay, for $800, we'll just paint over it. I'm kind of surprised. But, maybe he's hoping she'll change her mind from not loving the mermaids. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Oh, I do love a point system. Shanda says, Vionic has great sales and a point system now, too. We know our Sarah loves a points program. Absolutely do. For sure, she can change her mind. Yes. Oh, it was before Stu? Was it really? Was it? Sherry says it was before Stu when he bought the house. Well, then, dang, that's a long time ago. She was probably like 5 then. Okay, that's a very long time. Yeah. Aw, that is such a, I know. Allegedly maybe says, I can't tell you how fast it went from Hannah Montana to High School Musical. I know, for sure. For sure. What else? Todd called in and don't think he liked that Jeff ruined his gig. Todd, from what I hear, takes it very seriously that people know that Michael from the Dance Academy is not Todd Lewis. And Jeff blew that. I mean, absolutely blew it. Blew his cover. Like, totally was like, dude, I'm not doing the Michael from Dance Academy. Todd had to, he did admit it, but he had to be like, okay, I put Todd on the phone. Still wants more money. I am dying. So for all of you that are going to ChumpCon and are going to see this magic show that is apparently 8 or 9 minutes long, and yet he's wanting like an $8,500 budget. Wow. Yeah, I think it was after Stu also. Sherry says he got with Stu soon after when he was thinking about kitchen cabinets. I know he was talking about letting Stu help advise him on the layout of the kitchen, but clearly that relationship didn't work out, so it didn't really matter after a while. Anyways, but so last night's birthday dinner was everybody, like even Greg, which is good, and his family. Zoila was there. It was like 13 people. And then he says Monroe did a drive-by. I'm assuming that means this must be the week with Gage, and he gave her the 2 hours, or Jeff requested the 2 hours that they had that kind of time that they can do during the week to have dinner with her. The second hour was Zach Noe Towers, which gave him the butt, like literally somebody posted in the Sarah from Texas Facebook picture, because I hadn't seen it on 789, the Instagram picture yet. It's literally his butt. But oh my God, when he said he does the Stairmaster for an hour on level 10 every other day, I'm like, you should have a nice butt. Like, geez Louise, have you ever done the Stairmaster lately? So I used to do it. Last week, my friend and I showed up at the gym and we completely forgot that our instructor was going to be gone. So there was no class. And we said, oh, we'll do our own workout. We said, let's do something different besides the treadmill. So we get on the Stairmaster level 3 for 5 minutes. We were dying. Like my heart was about to come out of my chest. I was like an hour on level 10. I can't even imagine. Yes. Tea with Tama. Have you put the merchandise link on YouTube? I don't do Instagram or Facebook. I think I have. So if you scroll down on the post, it's just not as easy because Instagram doesn't allow links or whatever. So I think it's there, but yeah. Or people have asked, I put it in the comments. So for sure. Zach Noe Towers showed his butt. So there's a picture of him that somebody he said he did it with like a clicker, how you can do that. It's his butt. What was on it? And then he wrote on there, what did kiss me or something? What did he write? He was very flirty today. And I'm like, dude, you have met his boyfriend, Ty. Like, once you've met the boyfriend, like all that flirting needs to stop. Remember, Ty came to his movie night. I don't know how acceptable it is to give a photographed, a framed picture of your butt, but whatever. What was it that he wrote on it though? I don't deny that. That is true. Allegedly, maybe says Zach is just a ball of sunshine. But I do think him and I do think Joey Zalzig flirt, but I think they mean it. Like, I think they would absolutely do something with Jeff Lewis, like sexually, if they got the opportunity for sure. What else did they talk about? If you would go to space, like for $20 million or $10 million, I was like, guess it depends how old I am. I guess it depends on how confident I feel, but you got to consider that you might not come back and that 10 or $20 million might be given away to other people, right? Heather said, oh, he would love to hear that. Heather says he can crack walnuts with that butt. And I have to admit, I think I've only met him once. I don't think I met him at another event, but I could be wrong. He could have been at one of the other Jeff Lewis live events in 2024 that I forgot that he was at, but I don't know because there's always so many chumps at those VVIP things. But when he was on stage, I think he had pink like Levi's or something on. He's very small and thin, so he doesn't look very muscular. But if you were on a treadmill for an hour at level 10 every other day, you got muscles, like your butt, your legs, your whatever, for sure. Ooh, that sounds good. Michael Riley says Costco had an incredible margarita fresh pizza. That's what we're going to have tonight. I think they make pizzas, or our Costco, they make, yeah, and it was margarita, to be honest with you. They had these margarita pizzas kind of by the deli going towards like where the bottled water and the toilet paper is a few weeks ago. I didn't buy one, but then they sell the fresh pizza up at the front. So I was kind of wondering if they were different or which one was whatever. Raquel says, I don't think, oh, Ty, I almost couldn't read the name. I thought it was saying thank you. I don't think Ty and Jeff are really serious. I don't know. I almost think they're serious because he's not saying much about him. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Okay, Tea with Tamba. I'll put one there for you. Thank you. The lobster tails were on sale all weekend. Now y'all make me want lobster tails. I can't even imagine how to make a lobster tail though. I bought something a few weeks ago thinking I was going to make them and I haven't, and I need to make them. It's when I thought one of my daughters who loves seafood was going to be home, and she was home, but she was hardly ever home for dinner. So we never even ended up making them. And now it's just taking up a lot of space in my freezer that I don't exactly have. Tiva Tambo says, Michael Riley, did you work at QVC or just a shareholder? Exactly. I think he's like PR for them for sure. Like you do a really good job. Like you have really made me almost buy from QVC. Like like 10 items. Like you send me links and they're the best. They're really, what else? Jeff says he's had no arguments with Ty. That's pretty much all he said about him. We know he's going to Dallas this weekend. Okay. The Chump Con ticket giveaway. Is anyone trying to win? I think Annie's doing, I knew Annie would do a great job on Jeff Lewis. I knew she had the personality for it. I knew she's outgoing. She kind of knows, whatever. She's young, she's cute, whatever. But I kind of wonder if anyone really did try to win the Chump Con Saturday Night Live tickets. If anyone's upset, because it does sound like she kind of picked the people that win, and whoever this cute guy is that they want, was it George? Someone named, was it George? And now they're saying, oh, go and share the thing, and then we're going to pick you Friday. And I'm like, if I were trying to win, I'd be kind of upset that, yes, ask. Yes. They do. Jean says QVC sells food items. Yes. And they apparently, because he let us know that, RIP, Real for Real. See, that's a picture I have of Shannon Beador for her birthday today. But when I met her, I met her the night before at Jeff's, impromptu, or how they showed up to the BravoCon thing, and Shannon Beador and all of them were there. So I did take a picture of Shannon, but my former co-host is in the picture and we're on each side of her. So it's kind of hard to cut out. But anyways, the picture I took when I met Shannon at BravoCon at the sales area thing, she had a booth set up for Real for Real. Well, John Jansen was there and he was very sweet, like he was taking pictures of the fans with Shannon Beador. No, I'm like, oh, come take a picture with us both. So it's me in the middle, John Jansen and Shannon Beador on one end, and then it says Real for Real behind. So I'm like, I do have a picture of me and her and Vicky from the VIP, whatever that show she did here with Doug. So I do have that picture. Yeah, she's friendly. And I've also met her at I think it was the Irvine Live event that she was at. And, but I didn't take any pictures of that one. I think I just chatted with her. I don't think we took any pictures at that one. Allegedly maybe says, right, throw all that on the table. Let's get to eating. Oh, seafood for sure. Southern Bell Cell says, not all food on QVC is good. Read the reviews before purchasing is my advice. Michael says, always read the reviews. See, here goes the PR for QVC. No kidding. Always read the reviews and you can get credit. If you don't like something, they'll credit your money without question. You don't have to send it back. It's the best customer service. You are the best for QVC. That's all I know. Anyways, well, that was about it. Like I said, it was very conversational. There really wasn't a ton of new information or anything on Jeff Lewis Live today. Didn't say what he was doing for his birthday tonight. He did tell us about the family birthday dinner. We know that he's going to be in Dallas this upcoming weekend. Paul and Patrick are doing coffee readings in Dallas, and then they'll come down, I think, the next weekend, or is it maybe a few days later? I'm not really sure. They're coming to Houston at some point. But I don't think I'm going to be in town when they come to Houston, actually. So we'll have to see. Anyways, thank you so much again for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for the YouTube stickers. Thank you for the badges on Instagram. Thank you if you gave me whatever it's called on TikTok. I don't know what it's called. Hearts. I don't know what it's called. Stickers, badges. I don't know what it's called on TikTok. Thank you if you did any of that. I appreciate it. I will have a great birthday. It was very relaxing today. Oops. Did I not hit my whatever? Piper, no. See? Yes, we did chat about White Lotus. I'm trying to stick with it. But I did just flip over to flipping out instead and watch that. Jean says this season is a snooze for me. Does it end with the end? Like, is it like it's all like one thing? Like once the end is, that's the end. I know a couple of characters come over in the whatevers, And I know the theme of it is that it's just a different White Lotus spa resort around the country. What was one already? Hawaii, Maui. What was the other one? And now this one is Thailand. What was the other one? Oh, the end is usually the best on White Lotus, Southern Belle Cell says. Italy, in Italy, yeah. So I'm going to try to stick with it. I really am. But I tell you, it's so fun to watch flipping out. Anyways, well, thank you again for joining me on my birthday. Y'all made it really, really, really special. I really appreciate all of you chumpettes. It has been so amazing to get to know y'all even better over the last couple of years. I love chatting with y'all every day. Thank you for joining. Please hit the thumbs up button. And if you're listening as a podcast, scroll down a little bit and give me a 5-star rating and review. That would be the best birthday gift ever. Thank you. See y'all tomorrow, chumpettes. Bye.